None of these statements have been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases. Hi, this is Thomas. Welcome to the Deets, where we dive into the details of Sisel's product lineups. Enjoy! Hey everybody, welcome to episode 8 of the Deets. Man, we've been going over so many products and going to continue to go through more and more products, kind of what makes them unique. And I think we're discovering really that, Sisel is science-based in every single product that we do. And everything is outstanding, from our product research, through all the studies, the ingredients, the sourcing. Everything is on par with what the scientific community is saying is healthy and changing lives all around the world. And so today, we kind of want to talk about a product that, for some may not be very exciting because it's been on the market for so long. We really don't talk about it a lot here at Sisel, but it is one of our top sellers. It has been through and through one of the best products that we've been able to source, make, and sell that has been changing so many people's lives. And that product is the Omegas, the SupraOmega Plus, right? So through the history of Sisel, we came out with coenzyme 10, CoQ10 product. We came out with just a SupraOmega. And so what we decided to do when we had those two different products was to combine them into one outstanding, life-changing product. So I kind of want to talk about it, right? Omegas are out in the market. They're cheap. They're readily available. You can find them anywhere. But really what makes our quality superior to all those that are out there on the market, and really what are the benefits of taking omegas in your diet? And so we're going to be talking about omega-3s, omega-5s, omega-6s, omega-7s, 9s, CoQ10, EPA, DHA. We're going to talk about all the good stuff and some of the sourcing on this episode of the Deets. So when we talk about omega-3s, omega-3 is an essential fatty acid, meaning you have to consume it. Your body naturally doesn't produce it, and so you have to find sources of it in your diet every single day. And it is paired with omega-6s. Typically, when you find omega-3s, you find omega-6s. And those kind of go hand in hand, and they're really highly concentrated in a lot of fish, especially in a lot of cold water fish. And like I said, this is an essential fatty acid, and a lot of its function is to help promote brain function, right? So you think of omegas, a lot of people, it's cardiovascular, that's blood, that's for my heart. And that's kind of where it ends. But they're finding through studies that a lot of these omegas are benefiting people's bodies in so many different ways, from their joints to their brains, to their inner organs, and everywhere else, including the cardiovascular and blood system. And going back to omega-3s, this is a great ingredient for brain function. It can help also promote cardiovascular. Like I said, usually when you find omega-3s, you find omega-6s, and omega-6s, they help lower the bad cholesterol, which is called LDL, and it helps increase the healthy cholesterol, which is HDL. And so omega-3s, for a long time, nutritionalists, doctors, the American Heart Association have encouraged people to consume more omega-3s and omega-6s into their diets, but a lot of people don't know how, right? So you can take those as a supplement, and that's how we recommend most people do, because most people don't eat enough fish in their diets, specifically cold water fish. And so they're not getting those into their diet. Like I said, it's an essential, like they're essential amino acids. You have to find a source to consume every single day. Your body naturally isn't going to produce it or absorb it. So you need to be consuming it in your diet every single day to be healthy. And one thing, doing this research, a lot of people think fish, krill, salmon, stuff like that. But omega-3s are actually highly concentrated in other forms like flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, and other nuts like that. And one interesting thing that I found in my research is that hemp seed oil, CBD, the plant hemp is super high in all these omegas as well. And so you can actually get some of your omega source from our Sisel Safe CBD, 1500, 500, 750 as well. But going back to the omegas, right? So I was talking about omega-3s and omega-6s. are relatively, they're paired together, right? A lot of people consume it in oils and nuts and fish, and you need to consume these and are considered essential. Omega 5s is a little bit different, right? So we were talking about CBD and we were talking about oxidative stress just last week, and omega 5s. Like I said, hemp is super high in all these omegas, and specifically the omega 5 is, it helps support the body's ability to fight this oxidative stress, just like the CBD. So in comparison, you can see how a lot of these omegas in CBD and SupraOmega Plus are extremely compatible and help one another out. And oxidative stress is horrible on the stress and the damage at the cellular level, right? And that's where everything starts. The life starts at the cellular level. And so when we can really combat it at the cellular level and help our cells fight this oxidative stress, you're going to experience a much more healthy, long, sustainable life. And so, like I said, omega 3s, brain, omega 6s, cholesterol, omega 5s helps reduce oxidative stress. Now let's talk a little bit about the omega 7s. Omega 7 helps support your normal triglyceride levels, your glucose production. It also helps some of your appetite control, so you don't get those midnight munchies, or so you don't crave those sugars as much. And so omega 7s is really great for digestion, weight loss, and helping control some of those urges to eat some of that non-healthy food. And then next we have omega 9s, which is a potential to improve your mood, increase your metabolism, and some studies actually show that this has helped, lower some depression or negative thinking. It's kind of like vitamin D. It helps boost your mood in so many different ways. And so those are the omegas that are found in our SupraOmega Plus. One thing that is also very unique about the SupraOmega Plus is CoQ10 or coenzyme 10. So this is a very important function for your cardiovascular health. It helps also with the cognitive function. It helps with energy and stamina. And one thing that I kept finding was that there are so many different forms of CoQ10. So what is the best, right? Probably the cheapest, most affordable, and the least beneficial for your body is crystallized CoQ10, which is something that we do not use. We used a non-crystallized CoQ10 form that allows your body to allows your body to break it down and absorb it into your bloodstream much more quickly. And later on in the episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I do want to dive into a little bit more about the omegas 5s and 7, because like I said, 3 and 6 typically go hand in hand, right? And 5 and 7 go hand in hand. And some of the other benefits are, 5 and 7 actually have been directly related to help with your skin health, your hair growth. And what they're finding is that people that don't consume enough omega 5s, their skin isn't oily enough so it gets dried out. It kind of can, if you don't have enough omegas 5s and 7s, you can get rashes and get dry skin, especially around your elbows, where there's lots of movement on a daily basis, or people rest their elbows on things. And if those oils aren't in your blood or in your body, you can actually get really, really dry skin. And so a lot of people that have, dry skin diseases or anything else, doctors will actually prescribe omegas 5s and 7s to help with some of that oilier skin. And that's why you see some of those more southern European areas like Greece and Italy that are really high in fish and nuts and olives and olive oil. They typically have much more oily, much more rich skin. It's because a lot of these omegas that they're consuming on a daily basis. Another important ingredient that we want to talk, or a cofactor that is found within the omegas that I really want to dive into is EPA. EPA is a polyunsaturated fat, and it has a lot of metabolic precursors for lipids. So it's going to help your body break down a lot of these fats. And omegas, that's essentially what they are. They're just fats. There's different combinations of fats and where those bonds are at. But EPA is directly linked to the blood flow throughout the body. It helps regulate a lot of the blood clotting factors, right? So if your body gets a cut or is injured, and you don't have enough EPA in your blood, then your blood won't clot and it won't stop that wound from bleeding and it won't heal properly, right? And so a lot of people that have thin blood that doesn't clot, they recommend that a lot of people take a lot of EPA, and they advise that you need, well, it's in all these omegas, and it's a precursor. It's not an additive in the omegas, but it helps with that healthy blood is kind of what we attribute it to, is that um, when you need to have a healthy blood or to carry a lot of these other nutrients and vitamins throughout your body, EPA is an essential cofactor to all these other vitamins. And then you have, other benefits. We talked about the cardiovascular disease. Many people are saying that, that high EPA, which is extremely rich in omega-9, that depression rates in those areas that have high diets of fish are significantly lower. Matter of fact, they did a randomized study with about 15 different countries with hundreds of different people, and they found that a lot of the traits that were found in the fish oil supplements or people that had high fish diets were about 60%, more happy. And they actually found about 60 to 70% more EPA in their blood and in their system. And so they directly linked a lot of these omegas and EPA and DHA to the antidepressant symptoms that people were experiencing. And, they were finding that it was extremely beneficial for people's joints, people that were suffering from arthritis and pain in their joints and knees, from high stress and high labor jobs, that it was actually reducing a lot of that pain. And for women especially, they were finding that it was helping reduce a lot of the symptoms for menopause. And it was reducing a lot of the pains and anxieties and helping boost that mood to where women were being much more happy during it. So we've gone through all the omegas. I want to go back to the coenzyme 10 because it is probably one of the most unique factors to us. Like I said, 90% of the product out there, not that I know the 90%, but a huge amount of the product out in the market is crystallized CoQ10. They find that your body, if you are consuming CoQ10, right, you might see 60 mgs like is in ours, milligrams. So 60 milligrams of coenzyme 10 or CoQ10 is, if it's crystallized, your body is actually only able to utilize about 3% of that in the crystallized form because your body can't break it down. It's not very soluble in the body. It doesn't break down. Yeah, it's hitting the mark for, hey, you need 60 milligrams in your diet every single day to function properly, to have a healthy lifestyle. But 60 milligrams at 3% is virtually nothing. It's not doing your body any benefit. And that coenzyme is so important on so many different things because it helps your body break down the lipids, the fats. It helps with the electron support in your mitochondria, which produces energy and ATP. We've talked a lot of Sisel about ATP reproduction, and coenzyme 10 is a unique factor and an essential factor in producing ATP and energy within the mitochondria. And like I said, it is important for cardiovascular, cognitive function, and your mood, stamina, and so many different things that CoQ10 can be attributed to. And a lot of it comes down to our sourcing. We do have salmon and some rosemary oil and some other oils in there, but probably the most important factor to not get those fishy, nasty burps is from krill oil, and that's what we source almost all of our omegas from. And why is because the evidence shows that krill oil is much more absorbed and readily available for your body to break down because it's a much more simple fat. It's a bi instead of a tri. And so your body's able to recognize it and break it down to utilize it much more readily. And, it's a large portion of the omega-3s are in the krill. And one of the most important, like I said, it's the essential of the omegas, omega-3s and omega-6s, and it's highly concentrated in krill. And so with that, guys, I want to emphasize the omegas are essential in your diet every single day. Coenzyme 10 or CoQ10 is essential, and the sourcing from krill helps relieve some of those fishy, nasty burps that people get when they take omegas. And it also helps your body make these omegas and CoQ10 much more readily available and much more simple for your body to break down, utilize, put in your bloodstream, improve all these functions like joint pain, cardiovascular, brain function, cognitive function, mood boosting, and everything else that omegas have been attributed to. And so do your research, look at other products, compare ours, do your own research, and see for yourself that our SupraOmega Plus is superior than all other omega products and CoQ10 products on the market today. And so I'm going to close with that and say, hey, tune in next week to episode 9, where we'll be going over another product. I'm hoping to get some more questions in from the call center so we can make an entire episode of only answering your questions, whether it's about Fucoidan or Eternity or Inner Chi or Balance D or any of the lotions or creams. Please call into the call center. Give them your question. Say, hey, I want this question answered on the Deets. It's for me. It's for my downline. It's for my family. And I want everybody to hear it. And so please call into the call center. Give them your questions. And I would love to answer them on the next episode of the Deets. Tune in next week.